We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
John. John has a question concerning his Epson 5040 UB projector. According to Projector Central, the Epson 5040 is just slightly brighter than the Epson 5030. 23-foot lamps versus 20-foot lamps. Rob, this is why we don't talk about all these numbers, because it makes people crazy. All right, from the same viewing distance, so 20 versus 23. Is 23-foot lamps bright enough for HDR? Using a foot lamps nits calculator, foot 23 only comes out to 78 nits. That seems like a low number compared to the 1,000 nits that televisions can do. Will projectors be able to compete with televisions when it comes to HDR?
Well, not in pure nit output, no.
No, I mean, TVs even today, I mean, it's really hard to find a projector that will, compete with it. I mean, basically, one's reflected light that's going from the back of the room to the front of the room, from the back to your eyeball, and one's basically a light right behind a screen that's just shining right at your noggin. I mean, it's going to be hard.
With a flat panel, you're supposed to have a little bit of ambient light. It's a shockingly low amount. They're saying only 5%, but you're supposed to have a little bit of ambient light, whereas with a projector, hopefully it's pitch black. That would be the ideal. Projectors are supposed to, in HDR, hit about 100 nits, which is about 30-foot lamberts. That's sort of the goal. They're supposed to be able to hit about 100 nits, 30-foot lamberts, which is twice as bright as standard dynamic range. Standard dynamic range was 14 to 16-foot lamberts, which was right around 50 nits. So you can sort of work this out by the lumen count. Now, I'm actually a little bit unsure what Projector Central, because this is using Projector Central's projection calculator that they have for each individual model, and I'm not 100% sure what lumen output figure they're using in that calculator, because it doesn't seem to perfectly match up with their own measurements, because they did measurements of a 6040, but that's just the exact same projector in a black case. So they found that basically they've given it 3 lamp modes now. They've given it a high lamp mode, a medium lamp mode, and an eco lamp mode.
Right.
And they said if you're on eco or medium, the fan is essentially silent. You turn it into high lamp mode and you can definitely hear the fan going. So if you can, keep it in the medium lamp mode. Now, when you do that, one of the features of the 5040 UB is it has a filter, an optional color filter that can be put in place that will give you very close to 100% of the DCI P3 color gamut. So if you want that wide color gamut, you put this color filter in place. You do that by activating the digital cinema picture mode. But of course, you've put a filter now in front of the light, that dims it a little bit.
Right.
So when you do that, what they found is that you'll get about 750 lumens or so with the full wide color gamut using the medium lamp mode. Now, if you kick it into the high lamp mode, you can get that to about 1,000.
Right.
So you're getting somewhere between 700 and 1,000 lumens out of the 5040 UB with the full wide color gamut. Now, if you're willing to sacrifice on the width of the color gamut to get more light output, they have a bright cinema mode, which is very accurate color for 709 and actually a little bit wider. So technically it's wide color gamut. It's definitely not P3, but it's a little bit wider. Then you can quite easily get between 1,500 and 2,100 lumens. So it has lots of light output capability. It's a question of, do you want the full wide color gamut, the full P3 color or not? So just to put that all in perspective, if you had the between 700, 750, and 1,000 lumens or so, and you were throwing that onto a 100-inch diagonal 16:9 screen, and you're trying to get to 30-foot lamberts, so what you do, you take the square footage of the screen, right, and you divide however many lumens you have by the square footage. That will give you your foot lamberts. So if you're getting the 30-foot lamberts, you would need 890 lumens on a 100-inch screen. So it can get there, but you'd probably have to go into the high lamp mode, which means you would probably be able to hear the fan.
Right.
You could easily get there if you don't use the digital cinema color. Now, if you do that, you can go up to a 135-inch screen and still hit 100 nits. So it's got lots of light output. There's that little bit of question with the digital cinema filter. But yeah, hopefully that sort of clarifies what you're going after, and that this is certainly capable of doing it.
want your question answered, send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.